So Andrew, this is so exciting. I'm excited. I know you're excited.
I'm excited too.
I know. So tell us about this. Oh my God, this awesome book. And I'm gonna make everybody jealous. I got the advanced copy, so there. So, but tell us about this. Like forward.
Yes. So right after I got off the trail after running for president, I tried to write down all my thoughts because you can imagine everything that I'd seen and learned. And while I was going through my own journey, I was also trying to figure out why we're all so frustrated, why things aren't working. And it turns out our political system's kind of designed for it not to work so well. And so this book is about my experiences. It's a lot of fun. I mean, I try to put fun stories in there, but I wanted to lead someone to the conclusion that I drew, which was that we shouldn't expect our system to work the way it's currently designed. And there is a real life practical path forward that will actually help change our system so it is more responsive, dynamic, and genuinely representative. And it's not something that you even need Congress to do. We can do it ourselves.
But that's you being a trailblazer. But a lot of people were like upset. They said, oh, you're taking things away from the Republican, taking things away from Democrats. I know that's not the case, but
I think the only thing I've heard is people being upset about my taking away from the Democrats. I haven't heard a lot of people being like taking away from the Republicans. That doesn't seem to have been a concern.
But these can be like, we can be a forward Democrat, a forward Republican, forward independent, right? That's the whole idea.
Yeah, 100%. This is an inclusive, popular movement for people who are fed up and know that things need to change. And there are people who feel that in the Democratic Party, in the Republican Party, and people who are unaffiliated. And I'm a very practical person. I am Asian after all. And, so
and I appreciate you for being practical, by the way.
Well, and if you did say to someone, hey, change your party registration in a place like New York or in the 83% of the country where it's very blue or very red, it's just not practical. You're not going to be able to vote in a lot of the primaries, and people will listen to you less. And we're about having people listen to us more. But the goal is to get people from any political alignment, including, I'm going to say, some people who have been fed up with politics in general.
Right.
And Esther, you've been an incredible activist, so this doesn't resemble you. But there are a lot of people. There are a lot of people who are just like, oh, this stuff is just so nasty and negative, and I don't know if I want to be a part of it. People who want something positive and inclusive and human should join this movement because there are a lot of us, and you do embody that too. For an activist, you're also very positive and inclusive and human.
Yeah, but you're positive. See, this is what like-minded people. Like, to me, like, insanity is always doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results.
Yeah.
Right? And I think like what you're doing is like you really want to change. You really love New York. Okay, and I love New York more than ever, and we both love this country more than ever.
Sure.
And I think for us, it's just not for Asian, for African American, for Latino, who's like really sick and tired of the way the world is.
This system is not working for anyone, really. If you're a Democrat and you look up and say it's working great, it's like, no, it's not.
No, it's not.
If you're an independent Republican, you're also very discouraged. So what are we going to do? And the unfortunate thing, Esther, is that the way the system is designed to turn us against each other, it's going to get worse, not better.
Right.
And we can sense that too. It's like, if we don't make a change and you fast forward, are things really going to improve? No, we know that. They're probably or certainly going to deteriorate.
Right. It hasn't improved then. It's not going to improve now. So I'm looking forward, let's say I'm looking forward.
It kind of does just happen naturally. People just end up having the word forward.
Well, that's it, right? You're not left, you're not right, just forward. It's like, who cares? It's about humanity, about changing something the altruistic way, right? Not the negative way, like, politics, I always think it's like a blood sport. And this is a way to lift people's spirits up and say, hey, there's a different way.
Yes, there is an antidote. There's a real solution. There's a real path forward. One of the core tenets of this movement is grace and tolerance, where we respect and appreciate everyone's humanity. We don't expect everyone to agree on everything.
Right.
But
we can agree to disagree.
Yeah, but I will say, too, that if you're fed up and you think that the system needs change, that's the thing we should agree on. And then there are a bunch of other issues that maybe we're not in sync on, but we shouldn't let that divide us or turn us against each other, or what's happening right now, distract us from the real problems. Because the fact is, the way the machine is set up, the machine makes more money if we're really angry and upset and turning against each other.
And create a
that's,
division.
yeah, that's true politically. That's true in the media. That's true certainly on social media. So that's what we have to try to disentangle ourselves from, which is, okay, I get that there are going to be hundreds of millions of dollars spent pissing me off and making me really want to regard that person as my mortal enemy. Let me try and pull back from that, figure out that, yes, I am being manipulated, and then say, like, what is the actual core problem? And right now, this is what so many New Yorkers and Americans have been waiting for. So I'm super excited about this. We're going to take the world by storm. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's a big thing too. Where it's actually going to be fun.
But it's a positive book, and I think the difference between this book and any other book, and it's positive. It's very inclusive. It's not. I mean, you have two boys that you want a different world from two boys. I have a daughter. I want a different world for my daughter. I don't want my daughter to be living like this. I want a different world, and I know you do too. And there's a lot of people that want to do the same thing. And I think, I hope that I'm behind you. 1,000%.
Thank you,
and I know
Esther.
a lot of people are behind
No
you.
relation.
No relations. We're just brothers and sisters from different parents.
Yes, we're like siblings in spirit.
That's
really.
right. Always sibling. Friends for life. That's what we are.
Yes. And you talk about the book being positive. I did try to frame things positively, but I also tried to be very clear-eyed about just how deep our problems are.
Yeah.
And the thing you have to understand is that if everyone does the reasonable thing, we're doomed.
Yeah.
because the system is designed to make it so that if I do the thing that's going to serve my interests and my organization's interests, we get more polarized, more extreme, and this country will end up disintegrating into some version of a civil war. And that seems extreme, but we've actually already seen that happen in real life. And
the increase of Asian violence that I'm not happy about.
Yeah, and as an Asian American, I talked to an Asian group the other day, and I said, look, if the U.S. disintegrates, Asian Americans are going to be pretty toward the front of the line in terms of people that suffer or get thrown under the bus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's and most Asian Americans get that. They were like, yeah, that is right. And so it's up to us all to try and keep this country strong and whole. And what's interesting is that there is no political incentive behind this message I'm providing. If you think about it, like no one is offering this because it actually does not fit the system. And this is why it's so necessary.
Yeah, it's going to work. So buy the book, go support your bookstore, and make this work. Because if that's not going to work, we're going to blame you for not reading. And don't complain. You can't complain. This is what people were like giving me a hard time. Why are you doing this? And I said, well, you haven't read the book. I have.
Read the book.
You haven't read the book. You got nothing to say. And yeah, there you go. I want people to read the book.
If you read the book and you still disagree, then we can have a conversation.
That's right.
But
we have a discussion. I'll take you out to lunch.
Tough.
Right? I'll take you out to lunch and we can have a discussion. Thanks, everyone. Bye.